I've been waiting, like I've been contemplating, like saying my piece about all this going on. And I really didn't plan this, but I decided it was time. I needed to say my piece. Like the whole Queen passing and the whole drama, especially the whole hate against Meghan Markle. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Just ridiculous because obviously we know that it didn't start today. Now a lot of people seem to have a lot of excuses why they don't like her, why this, why that. But I clearly remember when she first came public. I mean, when they first came public with the husband, Harry, when they first came public with the relationship thing that was said about her. I remember clearly that there was some type of comparison, say that Harry girl was straight from Canton. You know what it means. That was there. I mean, that was back then, and back then it was not. I mean, she has not done anything because today we know that they say that. I mean, they accuse her of a lot of things. They accuse her of a lot of things today. So, but back then no one really knew about her. We knew that she was an actress in America, but we didn't know her that well. I mean, people didn't know her that well here. After that one, I think when she was pregnant, there was never nothing positive about her. Like they will look at everything she's doing. They will look at everything everything she does, all her move, everything was analyzed, and to the extent that it was crazy. I remember when she was pregnant that she was crying over her belly, like most pregnant women would do, holding her belly. That too was judged, like they did in a negative way. When if you put side by side, same picture with William's wife doing the same thing, there was only so much praises about her, so much beautiful things said about her. But when it was Megan, it was automatically negative. And it never stopped. After that, when she had a baby, I remember now her son was compared to a chimpanzee by the public press, by the British press. And it was incredible. You in the whole time, like you were expecting that maybe somebody was going to say something. Maybe the dad was going to step in, maybe someone was going to say something, because it's just like you can't believe that this can. We know that there's still racism. We know that racism is there. We know all those things, but for it to be this clear and this disgusting, when was that? In 2000, in year 2000 to 20 plus, and it seeing that nobody's saying anything about it. Like Harry at some point has to come up and like has to go against it by himself. There was no one from his family we were like with him or supporting him or anything. So now he continued, and obviously now the excuse now is that they hate her because she exposed the royal family. She says things about the queen, all those things. Now Diana is a new excuse. So what I'm wondering. So all the hate before, what was the reason for the hate before? Because now you say that it's because she did an interview with Oprah. She did, I think, something in a podcast, or she made another interview not long ago. That's why you hate her now. Okay. But before all this hate, all these things, uh, what was the reason for that? I mean, I don't understand. What was the reason for that? So it's amazing. But then again, most people like us, we are not really surprised. We are only surprised because you feel like the royal family will try kind of like keep a how to say it, keep a face, keep a good face, that they don't want to be, they will not want to be directly associated with racism or things like that. But when you see that they never reacted, they never did anything, they never tried to protect her, they never tried to protect, even when she was pregnant, nobody never done anything like to protect her from the royal family. Then you understand that you understand that they don't know what they're doing. don't know what they're doing, that at the end of the day, they're exactly the same. Like the racism is institutional. It is. Because like if you cannot protect your own child, your own daughter-in-law, I mean, who can you protect? Who can you protect? If you can protect those people, who can you protect? Like I can see myself, seeing my son facing something. People will say to me, "You're not from royal for me." That I mean, that's even First of all, I'm royal. Like that's something that is clear. I'm from let's say that I'm from the my ancestors were the one who told the world what royal mean. They told the world about royalty. So yes, I'm a royal if you want to go there. But that's another story for another day. What I want to say is that how can your own child, let him go through that with a wife without doing anything, but you say that somehow maybe you, as at the head of the country, if you cannot protect your own kid, who can you protect? Who can you protect? You cannot protect your own child. I don't get it. And then you have all this thing going on. What's amazed me, what is very amazing, is how good they are in adjusting the narrative to fit whatever version or whatever story that they want to make up or they want to tell, you know. Because when you start talking, I remember that when the queen passed away, there were a lot of things that were said. And I was very happy and very, at the same time, surprised to see how many people like finally spoke up, to speak up. Like they said the kind of thing that you wouldn't expect anyone to say. Like few years back, you would never expect somebody to say such a thing like that. And people took it like people were like outside themselves. Like, how dare you? How dare you say that about the queen? How dare like when we're talking about what was happening in Africa and what directly or indirectly the queen participated, or at least enjoy the benefit that came from it, from South Africa to everywhere in Africa, colonialism, apartheid, all those things. She was queen when those things were happening. And the question is, what did she do, like to change things or to at least make a difference? So when you want to talk about that, nobody want to hear about that. They will tell you that first of all, she was not the one giving orders for anything that she didn't have. She did not have the power. She did not have the power, which is very, very funny. But at the same time, you will see the press, everybody telling you that she was the most powerful monarch. So which one is which? Was she powerful or was she not powerful? Which one is which? Because at the end of the day, we as the descendant of people, some of them are still alive today, who went through all those atrocity in Africa, Kenya, all those places, everywhere in Africa when it comes to colonialism, and plus more other atrocity in specific places around Africa. My own great grandfather died, because he was forced to fight for the British and all those things. We can say that back then, it was not her she was not queen then. Yes, but her father was king then. So all those things we all have in Africa, we all have those stigma, those pain, those trauma that we went through with everything that happened. Nothing will never say by the queen or by anyone to kind of like acknowledge what happened. And then when people finally express the way that they feel about her passing away, people are coming at them like there was this professor in America where she said what she said. People can see it as being the most horrendous thing to say. But when you know that millions of people died, millions of people suffer, were tortured, I mean, all type of treatment, then I mean, looking at you, looking at what you're saying from that perspective, I'm just laughing because it's like, are you having a joke? Like, are you having a joke? Everybody should be free to express how they feel about things, especially that's the whole reality. This is not just like us making up something or trying to no. This is the reality. This is a reality that continue to plague Africa till these days. The colonialism and all those things continue to plague us till this day. But I know that things are changing and it's not going to stay like that anymore. So the thing is that whatever position that you take and whatever that you're defending, just make sure that you know what you're doing, and just make sure that you actually have everything in mind, that you're doing it really. You're standing firm for what you believe, because at some point tomorrow is coming, and tomorrow is almost there knocking at the door. I just hope that you're still gonna be standing there with holding your head high and still being proud of all those things that you're so proud of, because the truth is the truth. Things happen and everybody know what happened. And I don't think anyone should be attacked for expressing how they feel about things that happened when the queen was queen, and that all these things were happening in Africa, and she had the power, or not, like some people say she didn't have the power to do something. She never did anything about that. Even if back then she didn't have the power to do everything about it, she could have all these years do something about it, speak about it or do something about it. Nothing was never done. So that's what I'm saying. It's amazing because how you see how they will adjust the narrative to fit the reality. Every single time they're able to really switch and change whatever they want to switch and want to change to fit whatever they want it to fit. Like today, that the narrative is that Meghan Markle, they don't like her because she exposes the royal family. They don't like her because she made a few interview saying negative thing about the royal family and this and that. And at the same time, when you remember, because I think that sometimes they think that we are amnesic, or I don't know, we remember exactly what happened from the first time that she was presented publicly as a Harry girlfriend or fiance, whatever. All the hate that started, and the hate never stopped, and it show you that there's nothing she will never do that will appear as good in their eyes, because that's not where the problem is. The problem is who she is. The problem is the fact that she's a mixed race. Yes, she's half black. So that's where the problem is. Everybody can say whatever they want to say, but the truth is that that's where the problem is. The problem is who she is as race wise. That's where the problem is. They never like her for they want to never like her. Everything else is just an excuse that are using to justify whatever he hated, whatever how to say it, campaign of hate that I've put in place, because that's what it is. Because for the public media to be like so many of them. And when you say major, you say, okay, major. But those major, there's people behind those major. People writing those things over again. And you'll be writing this, like seriously. And you're justifying it. You're justifying it to what? I mean, if at least they can be honest with themselves, and just acknowledge the fact that they have it in them. They hate, the racism is in them. And that because the way that are so comfortable and expressing those things, the way they're so comfortable and exposing those things, that show that's how it is. That's what they say. Systemic is institutionalized. It's something that is there. Is there. So it's not about like no one when looking like to change or to be, at least to be honest with themselves, to be honest with what they're doing, to own what they're doing, and to acknowledge what they're doing, and stop the excuses that do not make any sense. Because anyone, I'm sorry, your child being, all those things being said about your child, I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. I will say it. I will expose it. I will tell it to anyone who care to listen. That's a first child. People are there worrying about what the color of skin was going to be. Why would she go and sit and say something like that if it was not true? But like as always, that's the truth is not what matters. They are not interested by the truth. All those people, they are not interested. They are not. So yes, that's just what I wanted to say. That just I wanted to say my piece about that because I didn't want to say when it was like everybody was talking about it. I wanted to take a step back and like some time back I used to get so mad when I see them like adjusting the narrative, changing the narrative to fit the story, whatever it is that they're trying to do. I used to go so mad, but nowadays I just laugh. I just laugh. To be completely honest, I feel sorry for them. I really, really do. I feel sorry. I feel sorry for them because I kind of understand that when you look left, you look right, you realize now there's no much that you can claim as your own. You will just hold on tight on anything that you have, anything that you feel like it still make you feel as something. You hold on into it with all the strength that you had in you. So it just make me laugh. It make me laugh just to say that. That's just what I wanted to say. Say my part and just like I said, no one run from no one run from how to say that from harmony, happiness. No one run from it. No one, you know. So what I say, all that glitters is not gold. You can be sitting when you can be sitting in case of gold, case of all the diamond and everything. But if you can't breathe, if you cannot breathe, it's not worth it. Believe me, you'll rather go and live in a little house in the middle of the wood and you'll be happier than staying in your in sitting in case of gold and no one real people who know the test of freedom, real freedom, mental freedom, spiritual freedom, physical freedom. Believe me, the, the royalty or not, you know. Everybody, when you know the test of it, you will not allow anyone to take it away from you. So on this, just to say, well, I just hope that they enjoy their life. They really enjoy their life and that they'll continue being happy because everybody they deserve happiness. Thank you.